thoughts on should Christians get into politics? And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm a Christian and I get into politics. And I know that there are some Christians that actually say that that's not a good thing. You should stay, you should be apolitical. You shouldn't take sides with politics. You shouldn't get into them, and you shouldn't let that kind of mar your Christian walk with Christ. And I look at it like this. This is my feelings on it. I feel that now that the landscape that we're in now, even if I was apolitical and I did get into politics will eventually alter your life. And you're like, well, no, they won't. You're like, no, they won't. If I just, don't interact with people that are political, or if I don't get into the whole political system, if I don't just talk about it, then that's something for other people to have to deal with. Other people to tackle. And what I meant when I said about politics will eventually change your life, they will, because I'm just looking at so many different things now in the political landscape in politics, and I'll give you some examples. I'm gonna take it back a little bit, but the whole COVID thing, that was political. That was political driven. The whole COVID thing. That was politics up and down. It was politically driven by the media, by politicians, whether you were on this side or that side, and that was a forced mandate. And it's like, if you didn't understand what I mean by politics will alter your life, the whole COVID pandemic, that altered your life, whether or not you were in politics or not. Whether you're in politics or not, that changed your life. It changed your life. So that's an example of political things that you, even if you don't want to be a part of, you are now a pawn in the political strategy that they were doing. I look at now where, and I'm basing this off of a Christian viewpoint. I'm not basing it off of anything secular. I'm basing it off of Christians who say that they shouldn't get into politics. And so another instant is politics changing your life, altering your life, is, let's say you live in New York now, you're a Christian. Let's say you are a Christian, or you are a Jewish person living in New York. You just had a mayor take an oath, signing on that oath with the Quran. Now I know people say, well, just because you put your hand, on the Bible doesn't mean you're going to have biblical views and everything like that. And I understand that. I understand that. I understand that everybody that puts their hand on the Bible is not going to do right, like what the Bible demands them to do. I totally get that 100%. But there's a difference between when you swear on the Bible, as you swear, as opposed to you swearing on the Quran. Because one thing I can say about Muslims, majority of Muslims, is that secretly, openly, they follow the Quran. Now, a lot of them are in Haram, where they don't follow the Islamic law. But for some reason, when Muslims come into power, that's when they really start to really show that, look, I am a Muslim, I believe in Sharia law, and this is what we're going to do. Now, with this Madami, I believe that he is operating in Taqiyya. And for those of you who don't know what Taqiyya is, don't take my word for it, but look up what Taqiyya is in the Hadith and look up what Taqiyya is in the Quran. And what Taqiyya is that Muhammad says that it is okay to lie. It is okay to do whatever you have to do to bring people into the fold of Islam. And what that means is, if he's got to lie and say that he's with the LGBT community, if he's got to lie and say that he's with the trans community, if he's got to go to churches, black churches, and say that we're all one, we're all one under God, and that his God is the same as Jesus Christ, our God, whatever he has to do to try to bring the masses to Islam, that's what he's doing. And that's exactly what this man is doing. So whether or not you want to be a part of political talks, or whether you want to be in the political landscape, you're now affected by that, because now he's going to pass his laws based on Islam. He's going to base his laws off Islam, and you're now subjected to them, whether you're in politics or not. So that's problematic. That is problematic. Another thing is that with the whole LGBT movement, trans movement, let's say, for instance, you don't want to get into politics, but now your kids, and I'm going to take this two ways, but now your kids are going to school, everything's fine, no issues, going to a pretty decent school. Now, boom, they put a couple of lawmakers in your state, the state that you didn't vote for, local lawmakers, the elections that you didn't vote in because you don't get into politics. Now that nice school that your kids are going to, now it's become a cesspool of boys in the girls' locker rooms, boys taking showers with your daughters, and now you're like, wow, what happened? What happened to my school? What? Well, you don't believe in getting into politics, so now politics now are altering your life. Altering your life. And so when people say, oh, well, you shouldn't get into politics, as a Christian, that shouldn't be your thing, it doesn't matter, because politics are being a part of your life, whether you like it or not. It's not the old days anymore where it was just politics. Now people have ideologies. Well, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is, it's not just a political thing anymore. It's not just, you're going to vote for something and it's going to pretty much change, the federal government, or, how they do taxes, whatever like that, which is still not good, but, or how we do foreign affairs, or no wars and stuff like that, stuff that you really kind of out of your control, It's not like that anymore. These hardcore, and I'll say leftists, they are trying to literally brainwash you through their ideologies when it comes to coming into power. They are literally trying to brainwash you. And I don't understand how COVID didn't teach people that. They literally tried to brainwash us with COVID. Brainwash. You better take the vaccine. If you take the vaccine, you won't get COVID. If you don't take the vaccine, you're gonna lose your job. I mean, that's insane. So when I say that, going back to the question, should Christians get into politics? You better. You better know what's going on. You better, because how are you gonna know what to pray for or pray against? It's a nightmare out here what they're trying to do. It is an absolute nightmare when you see what these candidates are actually talking about. What they're talking about. I mean, you got a full-blown Muslim that is in New York City, and he is basically pushing Marxist views about now everybody's going to put their money into a pot, and now he thinks about how he should disperse your money. Well, I don't want to put my money in the pot. Doesn't matter. He wants your money to put in social programs. What do you mean social programs? What I mean is that they want to have all these social programs, all these free social programs, free housing, free medical, free dental, free school, free. And so now I need for you to work 10 times as hard because the other guy over here doesn't want to work at all. He wants the free stuff. I got a horde of illegal aliens over here that aren't going to work now because they seem like, wow, well, look at all this free stuff I can get. Why should I work? If I work, I'm going to get taxed and all of this stuff. And now all of your tax money is going to facilitate all of that, regardless of whether you want to do it or not. So you have to get involved with politics. You have to. And you have to be able to know what to pray against. And there's a lot of stuff to pray against. So guys, I just wanted to give you a heads up, you Christians, and let you guys know that you need to get into politics. And I'm not saying that it has to totally consume you and you're on the news 24/7. I'm not saying you have to be like pretty much indoctrinated with politics, because there can be some extreme on both sides. You're like pretty much 24/7. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that keep your eyes and keep your eyes and ears to the grind. Just keep to the grind and see what's going on. And go to your local elections. Vote in your local elections. All right, guys. I just want to let you know that, guys, and don't take my word for it, guys. Look and find out this information yourself, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, guys. Thanks.